Hello Gazette, and everyone else who may be watching. My daughter asked me to create a video in the same tone that her and her friends are doing right now, and I find that, despite certain events, I cannot refuse her. I have come this evening to talk with you on one of the greatest issues of our time, that is, the preservation of human freedom. I have chosen to discuss it here in France at the Sorbonne, because here in this soil the roots of human freedom have long ago struck deep, and here they have been richly nourished. It was here the Declaration of the Rights of Man was proclaimed, and the great slogans of the French Revolution, liberty, equality, fraternity, fired the imagination of men. I have chosen to discuss this issue in Europe, because this has been the scene of the greatest historical battles between freedom and tyranny. We must not be confused about what freedom is. Basic human rights are simple and easily understood. Freedom of speech and a free press, freedom of religion and worship, freedom of assembly and the right of petition, the right of men to be secure in their homes and free from unreasonable search and seizure, and from arbitrary arrest and punishment. We must not be deluded by the efforts of the forces of reaction to prostitute the great words of our free tradition, and thereby to confuse the struggle. Democracy, freedom, human rights have come to a definite meaning to the people of the world, which we must not allow any nation to so change that they are made synonymous with suppression and dictatorship. Eleanor Roosevelt said this to the UN in Paris with the hopes of seeing a positive change in human rights around the world. However, despite the efforts of her and many others, there still hasn't been that much progression since she made the speech in 1948. The human rights that she talks about, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of work, rights she calls basic, still aren't available to everyone. These are the rights that everyone deserves no matter what, and it's saddening to know that there's still people who don't have them. From the French Revolution, to the Second World War, to figures like Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr., people have fought for these rights, and they have made some progress. I personally am grateful for people like Eleanor Roosevelt herself, who fought for women's rights and made it so that my daughter Gazette can have a better, happier life. So I will always do what I can to help people who need it, people who don't have these rights, in the hopes that we can make even more progress. I'm not going to be making any more videos. This will be my last. If I could carry on these videos, I would, even just for the sake of Gazette. But something's come up. It's not safe. I must stop. I know some people might want a better explanation, but there's not one I can give. Just know I'm doing what I must. And Gazette, know that I'll always be here for you. Because I love you. Goodbye, viewers.